For number 17, it says 2 over 2z plus 2 plus 1 over z plus 1 equals 1. In the equation, what is the value of? So we need to find out what is z. And notice the 2 and the z's look alike, so I'm making this my z. Okay, and this is a 2. Okay, so the first thing that you could do is, you can't do anything with these because there is no common denominator, but what you could do is you could factor out a 2 out of this one. If you factor out a 2 from here, and I'm going to factor this out in red, okay? So if you take out a 2, this would just be z plus 1. Okay? So I'm going to cross this out now. And do you see that then that cancels out with this 2 at the bottom, leaving just a 1 at the top? So now I got 1 over z plus 1. And then on this side, I got 1 over z plus 1. Perfect. That's so easy. I add these 2 at the top. So it's going to be 2 over z plus 1. We could just join those together equals 1. We want to just put a 1 at the bottom. We could cross multiply in this situation. Do that, do that. X plus 1 equals 2. How do I solve for z? Negative 1, negative 1. Z is going to equal 1. Easy peasy. The next one is number 5. For number 5, it says 3x squared y to the third all to the half power. Remember, do this in bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to start with a 3, and I have to apply this to it. So 3 to the half. Another way to write that in the, remember this is the exponent form, but what is the root form of it? Pull that 2 over here, cross that out. So it would look like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my answer choices, and there's only one answer that has square root of 3. So I'm done. C is the answer. The next one, number 11. 125 m squared n to the 6th all to the negative 1/3 power. Okay, so it says which of the following is equivalent? So we don't see anything that has a negative up at the top. So if we want to, remember I said this is my own word, denegify it. What did I tell you guys you have to do to denegify it? Flip it. Good. So we're going to flip it. We're going to go 125 n to the 6th to the 1/3. And notice in the answers, there's only one thing that's a fraction. So I'm already done. B is my answer. B is the only one. If I were to have left it that way, there would be a negative exponent there, and you don't see that either. I'm done. And I'm going to finish off with number 18. It says 3 times 4s minus 3 all under the hood equals 2s. What's the value of s? First, what is ugly here? It's that square root, right? So we're going to square root that, and we're going to square root this. That's just going to be a regular 3 times 4s minus 3 equals 2 squared is 4, s squared is s squared. Okay, I'm going to distribute my 3. 3 times 4s is 2s. 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 equals 4s squared. Okay, 4s squared, we can make this a quadratic, so let's move all the stuff here. So minus 12s, and then go minus 9, and go minus 9. That all will equal 0, equals all of this. And then from here, we have to do the quadratic equation. And this one, because it's a 4, we know it's going to be 2s and 2s on this side. Okay, and what numbers can be placed over here to make 9, but if you did all of this would equal 12, 3. Okay, negative and a negative. Oh, this would be positive. Positive 9. Sorry, that was a negative, so I had to do positive. So here, when you take it out, it's going to be 2s minus 3 equals 0. So you go plus 3, 2s equals 3. If you want to find what is the s, you divide out the 2, divide out the 2. S equals 3 over 2.